Now I can imagine that you're all expecting me to stand up and talk about all that we've accomplished together. And don't get me wrong, I am damn proud of what we've done over these past 10 years.
In the first 9 months of last year, there were 5,975 deaths, up 8% over the same period the previous year. That's 22 drug deaths every day, and more than 40,000 since 2016.
Our data says about 50% of Canadians are living paycheck to paycheck.
In 2024, shooting events have increased by nearly 74%.
We're a country that believes no one should be left behind and that everyone should have a real and fair shot at success.
My son, 25 years old, still lives at home with us, college grad, good paying job. He laughs off the idea that he'll ever own a house, a detached house like the one he lives in now, that we were able to afford 25 years ago. He just thinks it's a joke, the housing prices are ridiculous, there's no way he's ever going to be able to afford the kind of mortgage it would take, cripple him for life.
The Canadian Alliance to End Homelessness estimates between 260,000 to 300,000 Canadians experience homelessness in a given year.
We're seeing the highest level of food bank use in Canadian history.
Tonight is about our future, as a party, as a country. Now, I know that we as Liberals, as a government, often get criticized by our friends for not taking a victory lap after we get something big done.
When these repeat offenders who are creating the vast majority of the problems aren't held in custody, and he comes back and does even greater damage.
Victoria Police notes it operates under Bill C-75, which includes a principle of restraint that requires police to release an accused person at the earliest possible opportunity.
We do something really big, and then we move on right away to the next challenge.
Violent gun crime is on the rise across Canada. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau shared this message on X, saying in part, "We choose your safety over the gun lobby every time." That prompted the Toronto Police Association to respond to Trudeau, saying, "Your statement is out of touch and offensive to victims of crime and police officers everywhere. Whatever you think you've done to improve community safety has not worked."
Because as progressives, as Liberals, we know there is always more to do. So it is important to take the time to reflect on and share the big successes. But not tonight. Not tonight, because when Liberals gather, we're always focused on just one thing: the work that still needs to be done to build a country that stays worthy of all Canadians.
The Justice Center for Constitutional Freedoms is sounding the alarm over Bill C-63. They say it's the most aggressive assault on free speech in modern Canadian history.
It's going to give powers to the Canadian Human Rights Commission to prosecute Canadians over non-criminal speech that is deemed to be hateful, which is incredibly subjective because hate, like beauty, is in the eye of the beholder. And if the Canadian Human Rights Commission bureaucrats deem your speech to be hateful, you can be subjected to a penalty of up to $50,000 payable to the federal government, plus an additional $20,000 payable to somebody who feels offended. And it's going to also allow for anonymous complaints so that you don't have the right to face your accuser or ask questions of your accuser or even know who your accuser is. There's also going to be expanded powers for Prime Minister Trudeau and the federal cabinet to make all kinds of new regulations to censor social media services. And there's even a provision for preemptive punishment in respect of something that somebody might say in future.
Simply put, that's the work of a lifetime for each and every one of us. It's very simple. Liberals are dedicated to making this country even better, not because we think it's broken, but because we have an opportunity and therefore a responsibility to ensure that Canada stays the best country on earth.